Me and Alex, say my name, Alex. Bring the flame, my neighbors. Love and change, we'll be talking. Make it plain, Alex. Keep it real.
So in regarding 50 Cent, 50 Cent is dealing with a lawsuit. A woman named Monique Mayer says she worked for him for about 12 years. She says she helped him in some of his business operations. Now she's suing him. She claims she was fired and treated badly after she refused to do things she believed were illegal. Now, before we go any further, let me be clear, these are only allegations. Nothing has been proven in court. According to her lawsuit, Mayer says she was asked to hide property in her name during 50 Cent's bankruptcy situation. She also claims she was pressured to file a false police report against one of 50 Cent's employees. Mayer says she refused to do those things. She claims that after she refused, things changed. She says she was fired and later dealt with harassment, phone calls, texts, and intimidation. But 50 Cent's side is denying all of this. His lawyer says the claims are not true. His team says Mayers was fired for a real reason more than 5 years ago. They also say this lawsuit is just an attempt to get money and hurt 50 Cent's reputation. So right now, there are two sides to the story. Mayers is saying she stood up for herself and got punished for it. 50 Cent's team is saying the lawsuit is false and should be thrown out. Now, knowing 50 Cent and, the things that he has done to people in the past, I'm not surprised this is happening. Now, this doesn't mean there's a case or anything, but, they say don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. I notice he's been real quiet ever since the Harrises got in his ass, T.I.'s kids and so forth and so on. Like, he claims he's bowing out, or whatnot. But I will say that they brought up a lot of things that if you're smart and you're somebody that got a lot to lose, you don't want to participate in these back and forths, especially with kids that they play different in this generation. These kids go, different in the disrespect. Don't get me wrong, 50 Cent is a wild boy too in terms of how he disrespects, but I feel like he got too much of a track record that a lot of people try to sweep under the rug. Like, he got allegations as well. Like, for him to make a documentary about Diddy, I thought was kind of crazy. Meanwhile, somebody can make a documentary about him and his shit is scathing. You know what I mean? He got a lot of stuff about him that if somebody put under a microscope, it can make him look bad in the court of public opinion. So it was smart for him to just not, engage with these kids, because they was pulling out stuff that people forgot. It always surprises me how people forget about, the burning down of, the baby mom's house, the way he treats his son, the way he treats his second baby mom, the alleged, domestic stuff, violent stuff that goes on in his past that, somebody should say to themselves, hey, where there's smoke, there's fire, And so here's this woman making this claim. Now, she could be, lying and trying to get money from him, but, listen, sometimes you got to look at certain people and say, if they have a pattern of behavior that kind of, adds to what this person is saying, it takes, it's kind of worth looking into. Because, for years we were hearing stuff about Diddy, all this crazy, you know what I'm saying? And people either just ignored it or they were, implicit to the situation. I'm not even saying the word right, but they were, also involved in, allowing the shenanigans to happen. And so if you allowing the shenanigans to happen, and then now shit hits the fan and now it comes out, oh, this person was a effed up person for a long time, the culture is part of the problem. And I feel like, yo, with the guy 50 Cent, there's some things that he be doing that I think the culture just be like, oh, it's all good. Let him, be who he is. They're like, I guess people find it entertaining, but for real, some of the actions is just as crazy as Diddy. You know what I mean? And so if we're gonna be like, oh, Diddy's one way, one bully is better than another bully, it's all bullying to me. You know what I mean? So that's my food for thought. Y'all do the dishes.